Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here at Doctors of Podiatry. Young patient that presents to our office today with multiple chief complaints, including this really painful, pinch callus. So let's talk a little bit about pinch calluses. Pinch callus or any callus is a symptom of an underlying structural problem. In this particular case, the patient has a bunion. Let's take a look at it like this. You see, there is a structural deformity, the bunion. And as a result of the bunion, the patient is walking, ambulating differently, placing all the weight in this one location. Okay, and because of the pressure, it has produced, the pressure has produced a painful lesion. So what we're gonna go ahead and do today, we're gonna, reduce discomfort. We're gonna trim the callus, okay? And then we'll also focus our efforts on the right foot as well, okay? So again, it's these pinch calluses are, they're very uncomfortable, as you already know. And the patient was telling me that you've been using the pumice, right? Like a pumice stone to kind of keep it at bay, so to speak, right? So, let's go ahead and very carefully I'm gonna go ahead and trim the lesion. Is it very uncomfortable?
Right now?
No, historically.
Yes.
Yes. Shoes, walking barefoot, I assume?
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
I have to have the shoes on, and the shoes that I have are rubbing. So that is not good because they're rubbing. Whatever shoes you put on are rubbing.
Yeah.
And I had more closed-toed shoes. I don't know if I brought them. I think I did. Where you can see the bunion is coming outside of the shoes. So now I'm going through this process of trying to figure out what type of shoes to wear and what size shoes to wear.
Well, accommodation is the key. You said it yourself. Finding a pair of shoes that will accommodate the problem. Okay? Have you found the shoe or not yet?
I can't tell you how many shoes I've purchased, and I'm going through this stack of shoes, trying to find a 7 medium seems a little narrow, a 7.5. Medium used to fit, now it's not, so I get the 7.5 wide. The 7.5 wide is too big, so I figure I'll get an 8. So I don't know how you figure out the happy medium.
Right.
I'm sure other people that have this.
A lot of people have these pinch
going
calluses.
through the same problem of finding comfortable shoes.
Absolutely, and my recommendation. There's different locations, places, orthopedic, style shoes, more functional shoes.
Pretty shoes aren't working.
They're not.
So comfortable is like, that's not working either.
There are several, I would say, relatively good, shoe manufacturers that cater to these issues.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot, but they're out there.
Okay.
You basically have to just do your homework. A little bit of homework, that goes a long way.
I started and I saw some, not Clarks. I thought Clarks were that.
Yeah, Clarks are good.
But they're not, they're better than some shoes. But
and a lot of people, it's funny you say that, a lot of people, hey, Dr. Wagner, what do you think of this? What do you think of the... I'm not an expert in the arena of shoes. It's whatever works for the patient.
Right.
It's whatever works. We all have, different feet, different structural abnormalities, different everything. So it's really what works for you.
Well, I did see last week I was looking because I said, well, maybe this isn't the right shoe.
Exactly. Exactly.
A bell went off, it's not the right shoe. Look and see what Google says are the most orthopedic type shoes for problems, people that have foot problems. So several names came up,
Okay.
but that's kind of where I'm at, and I thought, well, I'll ask you, because all these myriad of shoes that you buy and that don't work, that you have to refund the money.
Yeah. Let's go to the right foot. I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and turn the camera kind of like this, right? So the patient has, let me just focus, there we go. So let's stay right there. So the patient has what we call an interdigital corn, okay? AKA in this particular case, it's what we call a kissing lesion. But Dr. Wagner, what do you mean by a kissing lesion? Well, we all see the lesion right here, right, on the medial aspect of the toe. Now, because of the deformity here, let me see if I can get you guys to see on the other side here, right here, you see, there's a little bit of callus there. So the kissing lesion is between the second toe and the big toe. Right, and you see, oh, sorry about that, I'm sorry. Right here, that's where it is, and that's bone. And this is a hammered toe, so bone on bone equals what? How does the body protect itself? It creates a callus, or in this case, the interdigital corn. Okay? There it is.
I was using the pumice stone a little bit on that.
Yeah, and I'm sure it wasn't, that wasn't easy either.
No, but I didn't have much choice.
Right.
I let it go for a long time, and finally I said, well, let's try a little bit, just a little bit, and that was about all I could stomach.
These are actually, correct me if I'm wrong, this one should be more painful than the other one on the left foot.
Yes.
Why? Because the bone is always there. And this one has somewhat of a core. You were going to say?
Well, the only thing I could think of was, first of all, when it first started, put a Band-Aid on it so it doesn't rub.
Exactly. So, just so the public is aware, what are you currently using for the second toe? You showed me what?
I don't know what you call this.
Yeah, it's a silicone toe cap, so to speak.
Mm.
It's medical grade silicone, kind of like a little thimble to offload, right? To avoid the irritation pressure,
Yes.
which subsequently causes what?
Pain.
That's right.
Well, these work. I just found these, so I just started using them within the last week, and it does help relieve the pain.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to keep it simple, right? In the recommendations that we make. And that's one of those little tchotchkes, right? That works really, really well. And again, the bone is right there. I'm not gonna really debride much more, just because if I continue, what's gonna happen?
You're going to be down to bone.
That's right. I'm gonna cut you by mistake.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
No. Well, that's why I didn't use much of the pumice stone. I
Yeah.
said, well, okay, I got this little tiny area, small area that I can use the pumice stone. And I said, okay, that's enough. Why mess with it? I'm going to Dr. Wagner. Don't do any more. That's enough.
Mechanically, that could happen as well. You can definitely break the skin. So we want to be very mindful of that. So so what do we do here? We also reduced this interdigital corn callus as well. Does it feel better when I do kind of like this?
Yes.
Now? Much better, right?
Yeah.
And again, this is a kissing lesion between this toe and the big toe. Okay. So I think it's a really important. This is a great video. A lot of people I think will benefit, just because a lot of people battle these issues, right? Pinch callus on the left, interdigital corn callus on the right. Again,
Things people don't talk about.
Absolutely, and you know, I've always tried my best to fill that gap. Education,
Yes.
you know, educate, solutions, treatments. You know, that's what we do.
Something minor as this and what you're doing can alleviate
Tremendous
a lot
amount
of
of
pain and
absolutely.
discomfort.
I agree. I agree.
So this is a hammer toe.
This is a hammer toe. So at the
And
core,
this one is a hammer toe too?
this one,
Second one?
the one on the left is a bunion. The bunion.
No, I mean on the
This
toe.
one on the second toe, hammer toe. And again, the callus forms usually as a result of an underlying structural biomechanical issue. Historically, we correct the problem at the core, the symptoms go away. But for now, we have bigger fish to fry. Okay, so I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the patient for allowing us to do this.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. I think a lot of people will benefit from this. And we will continue to do what we do, educate the world that these clinical presentations do exist, subsequent treatments. As always, thank you for watching.